Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive.
I'm excited for this one.
Me too. This was going to be interesting.
Definitely.
We're stepping into the world of the supernatural today.
Ooh, spooky.
We're going to try to figure out if you, the listener, might have a sixth sense.
All right, so how are we going to do that?
Well, we've got this fascinating material to look at.
Okay.
It's actually a transcribed conversation
Interesting.
between a storyteller and a couple.
Okay.
And they're sharing their experiences and insights.
Into the spirit world.
Exactly.
Okay, so we're kind of getting like a double whammy here.
Yeah, we've got the storyteller's perspective and the couple's perspective, and we're going to try to figure out what we can learn from it.
I think it's interesting that we have this mix of like a storyteller who's maybe going to be approaching it from a more artistic or a creative point of view, and then a couple who might have had these personal experiences.
Exactly.
So I'm curious to see how their perspectives kind of weave together.
Should we jump in?
Let's do it.
Okay, so the source material starts off with this idea of a test.
Okay, a test for what?
A test to determine if you are spiritually sensitive.
Interesting.
And it's all based on how you visualize yourself falling asleep.
Okay, hold on. I have to think about that.
I know, it's kind of out there.
Yeah, how you visualize yourself falling asleep.
Yeah. Have you ever really thought about it?
I mean, I guess I've never really paid that much attention to it.
Right.
Now that you mention it, it's kind of intriguing.
So they basically say that if you see yourself lying in bed as you're drifting off, like from a third-person perspective, it could mean that your soul is temporarily leaving your body.
Whoa.
It's like an out-of-body experience.
Like every night.
Yeah, every night.
Without even trying.
Yeah, unintentionally.
That's kind of freaky.
It is, I gotta admit.
Yeah.
Last night, after reading this, I really tried to pay attention.
Did you?
Yeah. And you know what? I actually did see myself lying there.
No way.
It was so weird.
So what does that mean?
I don't know.
Does that mean you have a sixth sense?
Maybe. I'm not sure.
This is so interesting.
You know, right.
It's like this idea that part of us, like our soul or consciousness, can actually separate from our physical body.
Right. It's like that age-old question.
Yeah, totally.
Is there a soul?
Right.
Is it separate from the body?
Exactly. And this visualization thing, it kind of makes you wonder.
But what about science?
Well, science has a different perspective.
Okay. I'm listening.
You know what we might be seeing as our soul floating above us? It could actually be something called hypnagogic imagery.
Hypno what?
Hypnagogic imagery. It's a mouthful.
It is.
Basically, it's this natural phenomenon where our brains, they conjure up these images, sounds, feelings as we're transitioning into sleep.
So our brains are just playing tricks on us.
In a way, yeah.
So maybe it's not our souls leaving our bodies.
Well, it might not be astral projection.
Okay.
But it's still pretty amazing.
Yeah, our brains are incredible.
They are so powerful.
They really are.
Like they can create these vivid, almost otherworldly experiences.
It's true.
Speaking of otherworldly experiences, the source material then shifts gears a little bit.
Where do we go next?
We dive into a pretty chilling anecdote.
Oh, I love a good spooky story.
This one's about a college student in Tokyo.
Okay.
And they have a rather unsettling encounter with a neighbor.
Okay, this is already sounding good.
So picture this. You're a student, you're up late studying.
Burning the midnight oil.
Exactly. And every night you catch glimpses of this mysterious woman in the hallway.
Ooh, I've got goosebumps already.
She's got long hair covering her face.
Classic scary movie vibes.
Right. And then one day, the student discovers a small hole in their apartment wall.
Oh, no.
And guess what?
It leads to the neighbor's apartment.
You got it.
This is like something straight out of a horror movie.
I know, right? And of course,
what?
Driven by curiosity, the student can't resist taking a few peeks through the hole.
Oh, they shouldn't do that.
I know, right? But they want to see who this mysterious neighbor is.
Makes sense.
But each time, all they see is this unsettling reddish glow.
Ooh, that's creepy.
Very creepy.
Okay, so what happens next?
Well, as luck would have it, the student comes home one day, and they find the landlord locking up the neighbor's apartment.
Oh, no.
The neighbor had suddenly passed away.
That's so sad.
It is, and here's the really chilling part.
Okay, tell me.
The landlord reveals that the deceased woman had piercing red eyes.
Red eyes like in Japanese folklore.
Exactly.
Like yokai.
Yes, yokai, those supernatural creatures that can be either malevolent
or mischievous.
Right.
So is this story a real-life yokai encounter?
It's definitely possible.
Or could there be another explanation?
Well, you have to consider that the student's mind might have been playing tricks on them.
Especially after finding out about the neighbor's death.
Exactly.
Our minds are so powerful.
They can really influence how we perceive things.
Especially when we're dealing with something as mysterious as death.
It's like when you watch a scary movie late at night.
Oh, yeah.
And suddenly every little noise freaks you out.
Right. You start to see what you expect to see.
Exactly. Our senses are heightened and our imaginations run wild.
So maybe the student saw what they thought they saw.
It's definitely a possibility.
But what if it was real?
Now, that's a question we may never know the answer to.
I guess that's part of the allure of the supernatural.
It keeps us guessing.
And on that note,
yeah,
let's take a break.
Sounds good.
We'll be back in a moment with more from our deep dive into the supernatural.
Don't go anywhere. That's what keeps us on the edge of our seats.
Right. It's like we're wired for these spooky stories.
Yeah, it taps into that primal fear of the unknown.
Totally. But there's also this sense of wonder.
Definitely, like, what if there is something more out there?
Exactly. What if these stories aren't just stories?
What if they're glimpses into a reality that we don't fully understand?
That's what makes it so fascinating.
And kind of terrifying, too.
Oh, absolutely.
It's that what if that keeps us coming back for more.
It's true. And, you know, before diving into this material, I hadn't really thought that much about souls leaving bodies or the energy of clapping.
Right.
But now I'm finding myself paying more attention
to those little details.
Yeah, things I might have brushed off before.
Like coincidences or
yeah, or like
your imagination.
Exactly.
It's like you're more attuned to the possibilities.
Yeah, it's like a veil has been lifted.
I like that analogy.
Like just the other night, I swear I saw a shadow dart across my living room.
Oh, no.
And my first thought was
it a ghost?
Yeah, could it be a spirit?
See the power of suggestion.
I know, right?
It's amazing how these conversations can change our perception.
Totally.
But that's a good thing.
It is.
It encourages us to be more aware
of our surroundings.
Yeah, to tune into our intuition.
And to be open to the possibility that there's more to the world than we see.
Exactly. It's like we're being given a new lens to view reality through.
I like that, a new lens.
One that allows for the possibility of things beyond our current understanding.
And that's an important point.
It is.
We don't have to accept everything we hear as absolute truth.
Right. It's not about blindly believing everything.
Yeah. It's about using this information as a starting point for exploration.
For critical thinking.
And for personal reflection.
Exactly.
So how much of our perception of the supernatural
is
shaped by cultural beliefs and personal experiences?
That's a really good question.
We've already seen how Japanese folklore influences their beliefs about the supernatural.
With the red eyes and the death clapping.
It makes you wonder if other cultures have their own unique interpretations.
Oh, absolutely. Every culture has its own mythology.
Right. Its own stories and beliefs.
That have been passed down through generations.
It's like those stories we heard as kids.
About monsters under the bed.
Yeah. Or the boogeyman in the closet.
Those stories might seem silly now.
But they shape our understanding of the world.
They instill a sense of wonder and fear.
And they teach us about the things that we can't see or explain.
So someone who grew up hearing tales of ghosts and spirits might be more likely to interpret a strange noise or a fleeting shadow as a supernatural encounter.
While someone from a more skeptical background might just dismiss it as their imagination.
It all comes down to our individual experiences and the beliefs we've been exposed to.
It's amazing how these things can shape our perception.
And our reality.
This deep dive is really making me realize that exploring the supernatural isn't just about ghosts and spirits.
It's about pushing us to expand our horizons.
To consider new possibilities.
And to acknowledge that there might be more to the universe than we currently comprehend.
This has been such an eye-opening conversation.
I agree. This source material is so rich.
It really makes you think.
It does. It shows that even in our modern world, there are still mysteries to be explored.
And stories to be told.
And experiences that defy explanation.
Okay, so after all this talk of the supernatural, what does it all mean for us?
Well, I don't think we're all secretly walking around with these fully developed sixth senses.
Okay.
But I do think we all have the potential for it.
Potential for?
Yeah, for heightened awareness, for picking up on things that go beyond our five senses.
So, like, what kind of things?
Well, think about it. You ever get that feeling?
Like a gut feeling.
Yeah, or like a chill down your spine for no apparent reason.
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Exactly. Or maybe you just have this sense that something's off.
Yeah.
Even though you can't quite explain why.
So are those like little hints of our sixth sense trying to come through?
Maybe it's possible.
So what should we do when we get those feelings?
I think it's important to pay attention.
Okay.
Not every weird feeling is a sign from the spirit world.
Right.
But sometimes those intuitive nudges can be valuable.
In what way?
Well, they might lead to insights or even help us avoid potential harm.
Like that feeling you get when you meet someone.
Yeah.
And you just know something's not right.
Exactly, like your gut is telling you to stay away.
Okay, so how do we know if it's just our imagination?
Or if it's something more.
Yeah.
That's the tricky part.
It is.
I think it's a matter of discernment.
Okay.
Being able to distinguish between those random thoughts and feelings and those that really seem to have some weight to them.
So it's about trusting our intuition.
Yeah, but also being realistic.
So not every creak in the house is a ghost.
Exactly.
But maybe some of them are.
Well, that's the question, isn't it?
And I guess that's the beauty of exploring the supernatural.
It keeps us wondering.
It does.
And it reminds us that there's still so much we don't know.
This has been such an amazing conversation.
I've really enjoyed it.
Thanks for guiding us through this deep dive into the supernatural.
It's been my pleasure.
And to all our listeners out there, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep that sixth sense on high alert.
You never know what you might discover.
Until next time.